Hello, everyone. Welcome to day two. I won't do videos every day. I just want everyone again to have a really, really good start. So, just going to go through Tuesday, day two. And again, this is a slow day as far as content goes, but we need to get through this information. But there's some really cool things that I want you to do as well. Not necessarily cool, but important things I want you to do. You'll see when you open up the into D2L your course, you'll see a Teams meeting place. This is if you schedule a meeting with me, you need some help. This will also be the site that we're going to use for the um, the interview at the end. And if you just want to practice, say, hey, what's that like? Um, that's where you'll meet me. Normally, that gets kind of put down on the page, and I can send you the link. But that will be kind of our team's meeting place when we need that. And then for today's um, instructions lesson is not per se a lesson, but things that you need to do or are first I have a morning affirmation that you can read through, and it's really important to recognize what's going on outside of the science classroom. That February is Black History Month, and if you click on this link, it's really well done. It's a Canada uh, site, Government of Canada site, and it's really really well done. There's videos there, and educate yourself. Take 20 minutes, and I've a scheduled time for that for you to go and learn about what is Black History Month. Yes, you can go out there and recognize it. It's observance. It's participate in the activities that are offered. Uh, but I really push you to learn what it is. What's the history of it? Where did it come from? And why do we have February as Black History Month? So it's just really well done. The kind of the housekeeping items or the policy items for this course are the classic day one sheets that you're familiar with. You get it for every course. And you can see here that there is um, the information that you're familiar with. Read through it. I'm not going to read through it for you. It's a board policy required, ministry required day one sheet, and you go through, and it's got lots of information in it. Now you're supposed to sign this, but instead of signing it, what I want you to do is once you've read through that sheet, once you're completed, send me an email dweb@ldcsb.ca and include in the subject line. It's really important that you say day one sheet and write a message telling me that you've read it. Okay. Um, and so, because I might refer you back to that day one sheet, and I want to make sure that we've had that kind of conversation. The next part is to look through about the course information and student information, and I'm going to take you to that right now. So that's under content. So we're starting to get into our content, which is on the top under resources and under content. And just check it and make sure it's there. Sorry, I am not. I'm going to switch myself to student mode so that we're seeing the same thing. And you'll see here, this is what you'll have, course information, student information in Unit 1. Again, I'm delaying Unit 1 to really get into the content till tomorrow, but then we'll be going, we'll be rock and rolling. So course information, typically students don't want to read through this, and that's your choice. It does give you information though about your course, because some people are saying, what's the course about? I kind of had, was on a waiting list or whatever it might be, and I need to, I want to know more about the course. Well, this is where you can find that out, and maybe you're going to say, ooh, that's not for me. Um, then you have that opportunity. I think you can switch courses up until Friday, and I believe. The syllabus, which is actually the course material broken down. Now, this is the ministry kind of template, and they have a lot of activities in here. I combined these activities. Some of them are repeated, so I won't be doing that, but the course is divided into the four main units of planetary science. That's the one we're starting with. So this is solar system from grade 9. You may remember that. You're going to see like lots of materials going to be similar review, but then we're going to add on to that things like the Oort cloud and um, Kuiper belt and things like that. So that goes through that information, but that doesn't mean I'm following through that exactly. I will be teaching you all of those concepts. Okay. We then are into the science of the universe, which is amazing. Earth's geological history, so some timeline stuff. Geological processes. This is quite interesting with earthquakes and tsunamis and things like that. Earth materials, where we're actually looking at the rocks, and then the final assessment, which is your interview and corrected work, which is down there at the bottom. Okay, assessment, this is really important for you. The course is not equal in all the categories. It is higher in knowledge and understanding, which is typical for university level courses, and then thinking, inquiry, communication, application. So your term work is starting, well, it kind of already started. Your discussion that you were to complete Monday, although there is some time, you have till midnight. That is, kind of your first little activity of your term work, but all the stuff that you're going to do throughout the term. Okay, that's worth 70%. And then the big one at the end, final assessment. I break it into half. The interview is worth 15%, and your corrected work is worth 15%. So this will build the final assessment. Obviously, it's not like an exam, so it builds as you go through the course. The learning skills is broken down into responsibility, organization, independent work, collaboration, initiative, and self-regulation. And so the categories are E, G, um, S, and needs improvement. So I'll be doing some of those. And I'll let you know again, just like the discussion, I said you'll be assessed under learning skills. So for achievement chart, I use rubrics for major assignments. Some questions you have to answer on Thursday, I have included a rubric, so you'll get familiar with the way I instruct the course and the way I assess, which is really important. Required software, pretty standard. Again, I will say this again. You need to have a webcam and you need to have a working microphone because we are having conversations in the interview, and you may want to do audio in some of your assignment submissions. You can add audio, there is a video component to it where I'll get you to, show your work. Oh, I got a little picture here of the sun, right? You say show your work. So again, the webcam is probably the biggest thing. And if you don't have one, you need to let me know. We need to work something out for that. Um, we'll be able to work something out. Again, sometimes the phone will work um, for that. Word processing, the board supplies all Microsoft software. So you have access to Word, PowerPoint, Excel spreadsheets, and that's all accessible. You have access to that. So there's no reason when you send me things as RTFs, and I know a lot of people have Macs, I have a Mac as well. D2L doesn't like it very much. It likes Word documents, likes that a lot. It likes JPEGs, likes that a lot, and those typically work. And you don't want to be like at the like the last minute you're submitting something, and gosh darn it, your word processor, like whatever you're using, won't upload, and then you just the anxiety and kind of panic sets in. Of course, you always just email me and let me know about that, but just to prevent that, it's just easy to work with the supply Microsoft supplied um, software. And then there's some other Google Earth program, free to download. We'll probably be getting into that later. And there was some other free kind of downloads. You don't need to load that up right now. We'll be doing that later. General policies. This is a big one. It is so easy to fall into the habit of Googling something. So you're writing a test, you Google search it. You're doing an assignment, you Google search it. I, I'm not okay for you to do that on the test, but I'm not there to proctor you, and that's why tests are have less weight on it than assignments. But if you do Google, you've got to read it, understand it, and then put it in your own words. Okay? If you don't, there's a you'll be plagiarizing. And I use this word a lot now in e-learning. This is plagiarized. These are not your words. It's I can actually take your answer and I can put it into Google and I find exactly where you got it from. So don't do it. I'm allowing you to use your notes. Um, it's I just wouldn't go down that avenue because you receive a zero and then I have to let administration know. Um, Cheating on tests or submitting assessment tasks copied from another student is forbidden. This is the language of the ministry. It sounds, but don't do it. We know we're not supposed to do it. It's easy to do it when you're kind of in the e-learning environment. Just try not to do it. Okay. Um, I'm pretty good at researching and saying, okay, that doesn't sound like your words, and taking some time to investigate that. Okay, so those are the biggies that I see for when you're doing e-learning stuff is that you Google search something you don't know the answer to, and um, and then you get caught and you receive a zero for that. So let's not even do that. Okay? You get to use your notes. Let's stay for that. Let's just stay with that. Student information tips for success. So you always want to check your announcements. Sorry, I'm jumping through here, but you're going to look at this calendar for due dates. I'm going to go to that really soon. Don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. E-learning is very independent. That's the whole idea of it, is that you can do this whenever you have time. And so there's that great flexibility, great freedom, but then there's that great responsibility for you to stay focused every day, spending time on the course. Okay, so the key elements, and I mentioned this already, is that your time commitment, you're looking at least 2 hours every day. Again, it hasn't been that, but it will soon. And just regular contact with me, like I'll send out messages. I'll say, do you want to meet on Teams? Or I'm really open to that. And I find when we talk kind of face to face, it's just really a good experience, and I can really help you along, and so that you're successful um, in the course. So how to get help? It's best to just email me. I'm not sure why that didn't show up as a link, but I've just written it a whole bunch of times, and I'm usually available in the AM, but most of the times I'm working on future lessons or future tests or whatever it might be, and so I'm on the computer and I'm looking, and this is actually the only course I am teaching, so you have more of my time. Resources, I just wanted to quickly go to show you the calendar. And you can already see here that the day one introduction, and it describes, um, it actually gives the actual assignment that you did. Okay, there's that introduction that you did, and it says it's due. I'm actually recording this on Monday night, so it's due tonight at midnight. Um, I only gave you one day because it would be like us doing it in class where you would fill out those sheets when you're in class. So the biggest thing for me is who's logged on, because my class list is large. Are you really out there, or was it a mistake or something like that? So then on Thursday, there's a check your understanding questions, and this is what I talked about. I mean, you haven't gotten into that assignment yet, so but if you kind of wanted to look ahead, you can say, okay, I know in my calendar that on Thursday I have to give myself a good couple of hours time for this course because there's something due on this day. Okay, so those are good kind of tips to keep you um, organized and ahead of the game. Okay, I think that is all I wanted to say. I'm just going to quickly go back and look at the instructions. Yep, so those are actually what you're doing tomorrow. Again, just really setting yourself up ready to go to some content on Thursday, and again, educating yourself on the Black History Month. Okay, that's it.